fun. I'd love to be able to play the piano, you know. Well, welcome back. Now, later on, house chef Paul Bloxham stakes his claim on another kitchen creation. Yes, we did get him up off the floor. And anyway, he'll be using a little bit of thyme and a splash of fine Spanish wine, they tell me, which will be lovely. But our next guest, without shadow of a doubt, could be so good for you. He's a singer, songwriter, who's written for some of the greatest names in show business, Barry Manilow, Shirley Bassey, and Perry Como. And many of his songs are timeless classics, like I Made It Through the Rain for Barry Manilow, to the memorable theme from television's Minder. But next week, he's appearing at Pizza on the Park in London, just on Hyde Park there. And to give us a preview of the show, will you please welcome the one and only Gerard Kenny. Actually, the fan club has stayed for the whole show. It's wonderful.
Yes, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to get the relatives in, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Get them all in. But listen, 2 days ago, I hear you were meeting up with the Queen Mum.
Yes, I got to meet the Queen Mother 2 days ago. It was fantastic. And she's a little lady, but she's got the most beautiful skin you've ever seen. I got a chance to talk to her about...
Where was this?
This was at the 100th anniversary of the Irish Guards, because my my eldest son is in the Irish Guards, and she's the sort of the honorary royal for the Irish Guards.
Excellent.
And she said to me, she said, it's wonderful. It's very dangerous in here. I said, why? She said, because the room's full of mix. She said, there's a bunch of mix in here. I said, well, I'm kind of a mix too. She said, I'm sure you are.
Because you've got an Irish background too.
Yeah, I wished her a happy birthday too. It was really something. It was fabulous.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But you've written for royalty before.
Yeah, Alan Lerner and I wrote the lullaby for Prince Harry when he was born, for Princess Diana's Trust, to raise some money for that. So.
And performed where in the Palladium? If I
Palladium,
remember
yes. I got to meet her. And
Excellent.
That was all that, yeah.
So now, when it comes to Pizza in the Park, I know you've appeared there a lot before, but what kind of show do you do? How do you construct that?
Well, it's a wonderful atmosphere. It's very relaxed. It's got, you know, seats about 80-some-odd people. It's got a beautiful Steinway piano. You're right in my lap, which is wonderful. It's like being in my living room. And I do a very I'm doing a whole romantic, all about romance this time around. And it's very relaxed. And then in the interval, people usually come up and say hello, and I get to say hello to them. They'll either ask, like, can you do something in the second set for me? So come along, and we'll see what we can do. And
when you're writing songs, because I know you like a bit of romance, do you draw a lot on your own emotions, or can you just write to order?
Well, I mean, you can, but you still draw on your own emotion. I mean, Alan Lerner taught me one song, one emotion. Don't get it mixed up. And you go for that emotion for what you want. But I mean, say if Shirley Bassey wants something, you'll know the way she copes with an emotion. Or, you know, say if Barbra Streisand or Bette Midler, you know their personality, so you see the way they cope with emotions, but you stick to that one emotion. That's the way to do it.
But I mean, as a writer, do you think that if you've been through a bit of angst in your life, you know, divorce or whatever, that it gives you an extra level?
Oh yeah, you can't sing the blues unless you've been through it. You know what I mean? Unless you paid your dues, you know. Exactly.
But you've been with entertaining for so long, because your dad was a vaudeville man, song and dance.
Song and dance.
Did he teach you to do that whole song and dance routine?
Well, the thing is, no, I was the one always playing the piano, so I didn't get the time steps and all the rest of that. I was the one playing for them, you know. So, but I love to dance, but I'm not a hoofer.
No, did you go out and about with their shows? Did you go to watch them?
Oh yeah, I mean, it would be wonderful. I mean, by the time I was growing up, the vaudeville was really pretty much over in America. But I mean, the local shows, you know, the local talent shows and the local church shows and all the rest. At 6 years old, I was on stage the first time with my father singing Where or When, you know, and I loved it. It was great. Did you look back on that, you know, with a great fondness, a good training, all of that? Oh, sure. I mean, you get to be relaxed with an audience, and you get to, you know, give of yourself, and you get back from it. It's a wonderful feeling. Good training. And of course, you seem to like all kinds of music. I do. I mean, I like to groove in a lot of different grooves, as they say. You know, I love jazz, I love rock, I love the 30s and 40s music, and I love salsa. You know, anything that's got a good feel is good, you know. How did you meet Barry Manilow originally? Because you've written for him, and I know you're good mates with Billy Joel as well. I was playing in a club in Greenwich Village, and I was opening up for Leslie Gore. Remember her? It's My Party and all that. And Barry Manilow came in. He'd been working with Bette Midler as her piano player. And so we sort of got together, and then it was like, well, what are you doing? What am I doing? And you see each other, you know, you see each other around, or somebody's at another gig, and there's just a certain amount of people that you get to know after a while. And then when he went out on his own, he came to me in London when I had New York on a hit, and he had Copacabana. And I said, Barry, he said, yeah, I heard you on the radio. I said, I got an album. Want to have a listen? About 6 months later, he says, hey, can I record that Made It Through the Rain? I said, sure, go right ahead.
What a hit that was.
Yeah, it
for
was
him.
lovely. 2 million records later, that was pretty good.
And did Billy Joel, did he record some of your stuff? Or
No,
was that
Billy
just
writes
all
his own,
mates?
pretty much all his own, yeah. But Billy and I, the funny thing is when Billy had the Stranger album and I saw him in New York and he said, did you notice all the stuff I stole from you? I said, yeah.
Now, what you may not know at home, actually, is that Gerard and I have performed on Broadway.
Yes.
The problem is it was in a pub across the road from the theatre.
Well, why don't you come on over and have a little,
I know.
a little
I
ding
thought
dong
you'd
on the
never
old
asked me
Joanna,
to
right?
do a little bit of a duet here.
A bit
Just
of a
little
ding dong
bit,
around
just
the
a
old
little
Joanna, as they say.
Yes. We ain't got a barrel of money. Maybe we're ragged and funny, but we travel along, singing a song side by side. Though we don't know what's coming tomorrow, maybe it's trouble and sorrow, but we'll travel the road, sharing our load side by side.
Take it, Gloria.
Through all kinds of weather, what if the sky should fall? Just as long as we're together, it really doesn't matter at all. When we've all had our troubles and parted, we'll be the same as we started, just traveling along, singing a song side by side. Side by side. You know,
We're going on the road, that's it.
yeah, I could do that at Pizza in the Park, couldn't I?
That'd be enough. I'm going to call you up. You're going to call you up and make you do it.
If I can do it in the pub across the road in Broadway, I can
That's
sure as heck do it
definitely,
at
yes,
Pizza in the
yes. We drew a
Park.
crowd that day, I remember, yes, exactly.
Yeah, they probably wanted to throw us out, but there you go.
No, I think they liked it. There was a few Irishmen in there as well, yeah.
Listen, the last time we were talking to you, you had just come back off the ship, the Aurora,
Oh, that's right. Oh, yes.
because it had just turned back, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, the thing is, Princess Anne came down to knock the bottle on the front of the ship, and what happened was it bounced off the front, and they thought, well, that's a bad omen. Well, the following Monday, we all got on, and on our way down that night, there was something wrong with the shaft, and they had a problem. they got shafted, I think is what the problem is. And the bearings didn't work, and they had to limp back. But now it's all fixed, and everything's fine. They all got a free cruise out of it, so I'm going back on in July. So
It hasn't put you off.
No, not at all.
It's funny. It's like your wife Jenny was saying before you went. She thought, oh, I could just do with a couple of weeks at home. We've been on the ship so much. She was back the next day. So
Oh,
she
that's
got
right,
away.
that's right, yes, exactly.
Anyway, Gerard, thank you very much indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, Gerard Kenny.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, fear not, after the break, Gerard will be doing a number on his own. He'll be back to tickle our fancy or something. Is that what it's called?
Definitely,
Something like
yes.
that. With another classic song. And our kitchen oven is all set to receive a Paul Bloxham recipe. So see you after the break. Thank you, Gerard.